Hi everyone, welcome to this session. So let's understand what is callback hell in JavaScript. All right. So a callback hell occurs when you have multiple asynchronous operations that depend on each other, leading to deeply nested callbacks. All right. So let's understand this by taking an example. So I'll go to my script file and I'll create four functions. All right. So function one, here I'll give a message as task one done. Now let's copy this and create three more. Function two and task two. Function 3, task 3, and function 4 and task 4. Now I'll call all these four functions. Okay, so here function 1, function 2, and then function 3 and function 4. Alright, so right now none of these functions is a synchronous process, right? Because everything is straightforward, right? There's no delay in any function. So everything, like the way I've called it, it is exactly getting executed the same way. Now let's say that if these functions are asynchronous processes, right? So in order to convert these functions to asynchronous processes, we can make use of set timeout. So I'll go ahead and use set timeout for all of these. Set timeout, and here we'll take this. Similarly, we'll also apply set timeout here. Let me just copy this and I will paste it here, then here as well, and this would be task 3, and I will paste the same thing here as well, which would be task 4. All right, now all of these functions, right? Function 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them are asynchronous functions, right? And let's just set some timeout value. So let's say if this one takes, for example, 2000 milliseconds to run, right? And this one takes, let's say, 1000 milliseconds. That means 1 second. This is taking 2 seconds. This is taking 1 second. And let's say this one is taking 3000 milliseconds, okay? And this one is taking, let's say, 2500 milliseconds. Now, if I run this, right, what will happen? Depending on how much time every function is taking, that is how the sequence of execution would become. Okay, so let me save this and let's see which is getting executed how. So here, if you see, task 2 got executed first because this had the shortest time of execution. Then task 1 got executed, then 4 got executed, and then 3 got executed. All right, so here if you see, right, now because all of these were asynchronous processes, they got completed whenever they could get completed, right? But so here, for example, if every task is dependent on each other, right? So no matter if these are asynchronous, I still want them to run in sequence, right? Because I have a dependency. So let's assume that we have a dependency. So task 1 has to get completed first, and then task 2, then task 3, and then task 4. All right. So for that, what can we do? We have to use callback. And how do we use callback? For that, we have to pass a parameter callback, and then we also have to invoke the callback, right? So we'll use this, and then same we are going to do with other functions as well, and even with the third one, and then here as well. All right, now let's change this as well. So function 1 will, now we would have to write a arrow function here, and then inside that arrow function we have to invoke the next function, which is function 2. So function 2, and then inside function 2 we would have to invoke function 3. Okay, so here function 3, and then inside function 3 we would have to invoke function 4, and then in function 4 let's just give some sort of message, function 4, and then here we will log this, and here I'm just going to type all tasks done. And if I save this now, you'll see everything will get executed in sequence. So task 1, 2, then task 3, and then task 4, and finally we'll see this statement, right? So you see we had four functions and all of them were asynchronous, right? So all of them were taking their own time to get executed, right? But we still wanted, although they were asynchronous, we still wanted them to get executed in this particular sequence itself, because we have a dependency, right? We assumed that there's a dependency because we had to check out the scenario, of course, right? So to do that, we used callback. And then if you see here now what is happening, right? So everything is working out, but then what is happening here? If you see, this nested callback doesn't look that great, right? This is a very small example, that is why it is still looking okay. But then if you're working on real projects, then you might end up to a situation wherein the code will be not that readable, right? So in order to avoid, and this is what we call callback hell, by the way, okay? And to avoid these kind of situations, we use promises or async await, which we will be seeing in the next sessions. But this is what, right? The nesting of callbacks is actually called callback hell. All right. Now let's take one more example. So let's say I have these steps, okay? So prep appetizer, and then I have second step, prep main dish, and then I have third step, prep dessert, and I want all these three tasks to be done sequentially. Okay, now if you observe this, I want all these tasks to be done in a sequential manner. All right, and also every task individually does not have a specific time. Okay, so for example, in preparing appetizer, we cannot directly, like, we cannot give a very specific time that okay, this is only going to take this much of time. Or when we are preparing main dish, we cannot give a very specific time, and when we are preparing dessert, we cannot give a specific time, right? So all we know that right now, according to our requirement, that all these three has to be done sequentially, but they can take different times while getting done. All right, so let's just write functions for this. So I'll write a function, and then here I'll give the function name as prep appetizer, and here we'll log the value as, and let's add some delay. Okay, so I'm just going to use set timeout here itself, and set timeout method takes two parameters. Okay, the first one is this callback function that we are writing here. So here I will just log appetizer is ready. Okay, and here I will give some time, let's say 3000 milliseconds. All right, and then let's write another function. I'll just copy this one and write the other one. So let's say prep main dish, and I'll just type in here main dish is ready. All right, and this one I'll give a different timing. Okay, let's say 3500 milliseconds, and then let's write the third function as well, which is prepping dessert, and we'll give a different time to this one. So let's say 1500. Okay, and I'm going to save this, but now let's just call all these three functions. All right, so if I call this, let's say prep appetizer and then prep main dish, this is how I want the sequence to be, right? But then let's see what happens. Prep dessert. Okay, and if I save this, so see, dessert got ready first, then appetizer and main dish, but this is not how I wanted it, right? I wanted it in this sequence, right? Appetizer, main dish, and then dessert, right? So because these three functions, right, these three tasks are taking their own individual timings, that is why they are just getting executed randomly, correct? So now we have to make use of callback. So for that, what do? We will pass a parameter, callback parameter, and then we have to invoke this as well, right? And we'll do the same for the next function as well, and then we will invoke it, and then we have to do the same here as well. So this, and then here. Now here inside the prep appetizer, I want to call prep main dish. Okay, so here I will write an arrow function. Okay, and inside this arrow function, I am going to call this function. Okay, so this function, and here inside this function, I will call the next function. Okay, so here prep dessert, and inside this we will just log a method all tasks done, and this was supposed to be an arrow, right? So now this is okay. Let's just run this. So now everything will be in sequence the way we wanted it. Now it should be main dish, and then it should be dessert, right? So now we know, right, that callback does make it easy, like, does make things like asynchronous process to run sequentially the way we want it. But the problem is with the callback hell, right? Because if there are multiple processes which are asynchronous, in those cases, if you are trying to use callback in all of them, then you will end up with callback hell. All right, so we will in the next session we will check out about, like, how we can handle such situation with promises and await async. All right, so that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.